Now let's understand the introduction to an email writing. So we will understand the basic structure of writing any email. Okay. So you're writing an email to anyone, whether a boss, colleague, any client, professional, or this particular format, you would never go wrong with this. Okay. So the first thing that is important is, of course, the subject line. Generally, we don't pay any attention to the subject line, but it is the most important part of writing any email. Why? Because there is a possibility that you're writing an email and the person who is receiving it might be busy. It can be your boss, it can be your manager, it can be a senior manager or any other, your client, okay, maybe dealing with so many things together. And your subject line is not so clear about what this email, you've written this email for what? What is the purpose? That purpose should be absolutely in a very brief, should be presented in the subject line so that when somebody is looking at this email, that person will open it immediately, considering that this email is of some use and this email really needs a response immediately. Okay. If you will not write a good subject line, it will be just like hi, this and that, or something random, there are chances that the person will open your email sometime later and you will get delay in the response. Okay. Then comes the openers. So openers is hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, along with the name of the person and a comma. That is very basic opener. Okay. That is, in the most email writing situations, you'll want to include a quick greeting to acknowledge the reader before you talk about the main point, which is the body. Body is about what are you trying to say? What are you trying to convey? Now, always keep in mind that this should be absolutely short as possible. Okay? Not that you're writing complete essay for paragraphs and paragraphs. Please don't do that. Why? Because it's just not appropriate. People generally who are communicating or who are receiving emails, they don't have this much time to read lengthy emails. If in case there is a topic which cannot be completed in a few sentences, you should try to use bullet points, okay, to just talk something that is important. Remember, not everything you are going to talk over email. That person will connect with you after that. Then comes the closing, which can be thanks, regards, sincerely, thank you so much, best regards, best wishes, anything. Common mistakes that you make while writing email is omitting necessary Oxford commas. There are few places when Oxford comma is absolutely necessary. Please take care of the fact that where is it that you need to mention the Oxford comma. Then a lot of time we are in habit of repeating a few words. Please don't repeat few words. Only, account, like, always. Read your email once before you are sending it. Don't just immediately send it. This is also one of the habits that we all have, that we type in and we immediately send it. Okay. Please read it once. Not always necessarily that if you are using Grammarly will just correct you at times on your spellings, but not on repetition, maybe. Just see if you're repeating something many times. Just avoid that. Robotic language. Emails have to be not strictly formal, but not too casual. Okay. But it doesn't mean that you would just become robotic with your language. It should sound like some human has sent it. Do you know those emails which are automatic system generated? Can you just see how do they sound? If you're sounding like that, nobody would love to reply you. So don't make the robotic tone. It should be conversational yet professional. Overuse of exclamation points. This is one of our habits. When we are writing in conversational tones, we just believe in creating a lot of exclamation points. No, it is absolutely pointless. Please use it once if you have to. That too, when you're closing it, thanks, cheers, greetings. In the beginning, when you are opening it, hello, or at the end, okay? See you soon, catch you soon, or cheers, have a good day. All right? Not any time in the middle, like when you are writing the body. Extremely long or unclear copy. You're beating around the bush, you're writing just too many, you are talking too much, you are giving every information which is not being even asked. If ever you need to give any detailing or data, remember there is always this proper Excel sheet or some sort of a report that will be created, and that report will be attached. That is when the person will open the report and will have a look at the data or anything else that you might want to talk about. But don't try to mention all of those statistics and data in an email in the format of a paragraph. Being too casual or too formal. I mean, either you just talking like a friend or either you just robot, you're talking too formal. Both are not correct. Okay. Being too casual is like you're treating somebody like a friend when somebody is actually not a friend. Okay. And being too formal generally converts your tone into being robotic. Now, here is the thing, emoticons, which is emojis, don't use them. In professional emails, don't use them. They're not necessary. At times, yes, when you're in a casual conversation in a chain email, you can, that too with a person that you know for a very long time. Otherwise, it's not needed at all. Okay. After this, guys, we will understand writing effective emails in a bit more detail.
Now, write your greeting. It is very important. Like I said, greetings ought to be there. Maybe you might think it's too basic, but to be honest, when I have held multiple number of sessions and I've given students different scenarios or participants different scenarios, even the ones who have signed up specifically, corporates for email ethics, when I give them a situation, 70% of the time people fail to incorporate a greeting, right? I don't know why, but maybe they just say, I don't know why, but yeah, they just don't incorporate greetings. And it is very, very important to write down your greeting. Add a comma after your greeting instead of a exclamation. Most of the time, people tend to put up a exclamation. So I'd say put a comma, then leave a space, and then you start your message, correct? Yeah, so you see, comma should be there, space, and then you have a greeting. So here they have the exclamation. It was great to see you yesterday. I think Anna is writing it to a person whom she has already interacted with. So the equation, it's fine to use just one exclamation. But if Anna is going to be writing this email for the very first time to someone, it is better to use the comma instead of an exclamation. So this is wrong. You start off with a small letter. You have the colon instead of a comma. You have no comma. Starting off with the small letter. These two are wrong. And this is the after one. Yeah, so these are some opening lines. Nothing to really take you through here. You just have to skim through these and you can use it for your email writings. Like, for example, see here. Okay, one thing I want to talk about giving bad news. I would say try avoiding sorries and negative words, even if you're giving bad news, unless it is really, really required. For example, a customer asks you for something, but you are unable to do that. So see how you could give them an alternative instead of just saying sorries and apologies, right? So if you're going to give me alternatives, if you're going to give me uh, more than maybe see from your end whatever you could give me to make me happy rather than your sorries and your apologies. The moment you say sorry and apologies and whatever, it gives me the upper hand and higher bargaining power. Okay, so as much as possible try avoiding the sorries and regrets and unfortunately's and sorries and stuff. Okay, so see how you could give them alternatives instead. Maybe you could say they're asking you for, maybe let us say you're a Henry Harvin executive, and I'm asking you to extend the membership not just 1 year, to keep it lifetime or to keep it forever, right? So don't say sorry, don't say unfortunately. Say, dear valued customer, uh, thank you for being, oh, dear so and so, thank you for being our valued customer. We appreciate your association with Henry Harvin. Further to your request, this would be unable from my end to go ahead with the process as it is an automated uh, option on the LMS tool. However, I however maybe you're saying we could give them a PDF by them paying extra or something like that. Okay, so maybe let's see what's the alternative. However, I could give you a book that you could use throughout, like, I mean, a book, a hard copy, and at a discounted price of $2.99, right? So did I use sorry? No, I gave you an option. I also explained to you why I can't extend it, because it's an automated thing on the website, it's not in my hands, or it's the system itself, right? So all these other lines are okay. For example, when something is expected, looking forward to hearing from you soon. Cheers is casual, right? So it depends on the equation you have with the person whether or not you use cheers. I look forward in seeing you or meeting you. Please let me know if this works, or if please let me know if you are available. Please let me know if this sounds good. Please let me know if you can, if you can help, if you need to reschedule, right? So all these are some nice lines that you could use. Okay, so start your email with dear to make it formal, but also people use hello and hi, which is still fine. Okay, they say hi is informal. Again, it depends on your equation. If you've already sent emails to this person twice or thrice, and now the person knows you, you know them, even not to like a casual extent, but then you've interacted, hi seems okay. Fine. Hello would be a more formal version of hi, though. Email writing process, yes, conciseness is the key. Keep it short. Follow the KISS strategy. Who knows the KISS strategy? Keep it short and simple. Make it personal, right? Even more personal if Sumit could, instead of say dear colleague, if he could personalize the email to each person's name, that would be even more unique or even more personalized. I mean, like when you get your bulk emails, they still do that, correct? Even though it's automated, but they are sending it to thousands of people at once, but still we get to see our name. So that's going beyond by personalizing it and saying, Dear Neda, we haven't heard from you for a long time. Our store is missing you. We have a new collection of items that we think would seem interesting to your eyes. Yep. Okay, so making it personal by incorporating the name. Subject line ought to be easy, 4 to 6 words maximum. Do not write in all caps, correct? It gives an impression that you are yelling, correct? Do not write in all caps. Gives an impression that you are yelling at the person. Don't forward jokes. Remember, email isn't private. Reply to emails effectively. It depends on the TAT, the turnaround time. Most business organizations have the TAT within 24 hours. So you need to reply to an email within 24 business hours. Okay. Depending on how important or how crucial it is, you need to assess and further work on it depending on how important it is. Okay, so use plain text instead of HTML. So this is all the integration that is already there on Outlook. Also, by default, it is set as plain text only. So always send your emails as plain text. It may not be as pretty, but it does allow the email to be read easier and is often less distracting. Okay, so these are all already built. You don't really have to worry about changing anything. These are set by default. Use a clean signature. Now, signatures, when you join an organization, the first thing that they want to set up is your email signature, correct? So it would be your name, your designation, the organization logos, the social media handle. So it has like a definite format. So every organization would have their own format. And so when I incorporate like towards the end and I'm closing and I hit send, my signature has to be exactly the way every other person's signature, the same structure, the same format. So it should be uniform. So yeah, this is 2 CC. Below that, you get CC subject line. Okay. So you see, this email does not have any greeting, correct? So yeah, greeting is important.
Hello all, welcome. Now, this module is going to be about legal writing. So it won't be a very long video, guys. Legal writing would be majorly, as the word suggests, and all of you must be aware of, that legal writing would be about, obviously, when you are writing about any legal document. So majorly, legal writing would be done by somebody who's got a background in law. Okay, that would be the person to understand all the legal terminologies, the terms and conditions, and in which area that, you know, that person, that lawyer is specialized, or if you have worked in any law firm or you've studied law in any way, even if you're not specialized, then only, you would be able to write. Now, can anybody be a legal writer? Can anybody write? Yes, being a content writer, definitely you can research. It depends if you are such a good researcher, and if you have got this deep interest in legal writing, definitely you can research, you can understand, and you can start to write legal. So it is not something which is impossible. So when it comes to writing, a lot of thing remains the same with legal writing as well. That is writing short sentences, proofreading, editing, writing clear, using technical terms very smartly. You can't use it everywhere. You need to take care of the fact that for whom are you writing? If you're writing any legal document to present in the court, or if you're writing a legal document or a legal post for the normal audience, then you will use the normal language. The only difference in legal writing is that there is something called plain English and there is something called legal English. Like in English words, few English words that are specifically used in legal departments only, in the legal writing only. And that is what you need to understand. You will find that list anywhere, the legal English versus plain English. Okay. So we avoid plain English when we are writing legal documents, but we use plain English when we are writing any post for normal people. So legal writing is a specialized form of writing that has its own rule and structure. Okay. It is used for a legal in the legal profession. So it's different from the other type of writings. Of course, it's not like a novel writing or journalism. Okay. So you need to organize, first of all, your knowledge, your information, and obviously on which topic are you writing the post. And you will create an outline for that. You will gather your thoughts and then you will elaborate them. So organizing your thoughts and information matters. Then sentences, as I was saying earlier, the sentences has to be short. Writing shorter sentences with plain language if you are writing for normal audience like us who are not from legal background, so that we can also understand. As you will see a little further, being clear makes a difference in writing a successful legal paper or brief. Attention spans have gotten shorter over the time as society has increased usage of television, streaming services. So people are watching all of that. They really do not have time to read long sentences. Using long sentences of old legal jargon no longer serve a positive purpose. So this is true with any kind of writing, as I said. Accuracy and honesty. You are writing legal. You can't go by emotions here. Okay, that is the only thing. You need to talk about the facts. You can't talk about what you feel. This is something you would have heard a lot of time. When you're talking legal, talk about facts, talk about rules, talk about um, the actual fact that how it has happened, and as accurate and in-depth detail as possible. Time, if it is in terms of money, how much money, what was the time when it was paid, the exact time, the exact month, year, everything. Okay, that needs to be presented. So as accurate as you can be, you should present that information. And you talk about the conclusion first. You don't present the evidences in your support and then talk about the conclusion. You conclude this first. So you either you're talking on behalf of something or against something. So you begin with that this is what my conclusion is in regards to this topic, and why am I saying this. That comes later, and that is always followed by different evidences or citation that you would have collected. So citation is an important part in legal writing. Okay, but do not fill your document with a lot of citation, otherwise it gets boring. Citation are also old cases from which a lot of information is being taken, similar cases, but you can't keep on giving citation after citation. Plain English versus legalese. As I was saying, that there are in legal writing, there is only one thing, that there is something called legal English language or English that is being used in legal documents or when you're writing legal papers in comparison to plain English. That is what we use. Okay, so you need to see where is it that you need to use what. In case you are writing simple post blogs for normal people like us, please use plain English. Oxford comma is really important in legal writing. It is important in content writing, but then, yes, in legal writing, you need to take care of Oxford comma. Too often, legal documents have errors in clarity as a result of missing punctuation, and that would make a statement clear. So just take care where is it that you need to put Oxford comma, please put it. Proofread and proofread again. It's not just one, at least two times, three times. Have a look if there is any grammatical error, if there is anything that you've added unnecessary, punctuation errors. There is no scope for any such errors because this is not a story you are writing. You are actually writing the truth. You need to write these papers obviously in active voice. That's true for any kind of writing. You don't use passive voice. After this, in the next module, we will talk about the importance of legal search. Hello all, welcome. Now let's understand very briefly what is the importance of legal research. Obviously, legal research is important because it's not that easy subject that you will have a knowledge about in advance until you are from the law background. So, importance of the legal research is in order to know about that topic, in order to know the legal reasoning, in order to know the law, in order to know actually the truths and the facts behind that topic for which you are writing. So, legal writing is important for lawyers, for judges to understand the whole theory, how the system works, and it also depends in which regards are you writing this legal post. Is it a blog that you're writing? Is it in regards to you know, domestic violence policy? Is it in regards to any legal terms between two companies, legal terms of employees? So every industry have got different legal terminologies, which a legal writer has to understand. Okay, so that is always the importance of legal research, which is in-depth research. It's not as easy as researching for any copywriting work or just analyzing the competitor. It doesn't work like that. Legal research is way more than that. It is about knowing the actual facts. You may have to research for days and days to get one fact clear. You may have to study a lot of cases that has happened before which were similar to this in order to bring one point forward, or in order first of all for you to understand what exactly is right and what exactly is wrong. So legal writing is the central medium with which a lawyer communicates um, his or her work. Okay, even the most brilliant writers, sorry, lawyers, they are not able to write really well when it comes to legal. See, knowing law is a different thing, but writing exactly what you want to write, it is really important. Okay, so when it comes to writing, you need to be very specific about using punctuation marks, about using what kind of vocabulary are you using. If you are writing any paper for judge, as I said, you need to be using any legal terminologies. If you are writing for normal public and you want to make them understand, please use simple words that they can understand. And also just have a look if whatever you are writing is making some sense or not. So legal research is important that ways. Okay. And legal writing, if you talk about specifically why is it important, apart from codes as well, if you just come out of this, because when it comes to legal writing, people just generally believe it is about courtroom and all. Not always. As I said, legal knowledge and legal writing is important in every industry. Every office has got a legal team. Okay, every workplace has got a legal team. Every kind of profession has got certain rules and regulations to follow. Any contract that an employee sign with an employer, that may have legal consequences. If in case that bond is broken, if in case that contract is not fulfilled, every artist has got certain authorities. So knowing all of that, don't just think that it's all about court cases, it's all about knowing those criminal cases and all. That is just one department. Every organization has got a legal team in place. Okay. to take care of the legal issues. So you may write about any kind of legal issues. Let's say there is an organization wherein there is this leave policy, there is labor law. Okay, so you may be aware about it, or you can research on it, that state wise the rules of getting paid leave, sick leaves, maternity leaves, all of this changes. Okay, so what exactly is the rule of that particular state? You may want to research deeply. You can't assume that this is the leave policy which is there with every organization. No, it changes from state to state. And for this, you don't have to be an actual lawyer. Okay, so you can just research and write about certain things which are easier, but then a deep research is needed. You may have to meet a few people in the same department in order to understand it really well. That is why writing, legal writing is important, because there are a lot of people, normal people, who are just not aware about their own rights. As general public as well, I would have certain rights in regards to my job, in regards to my studies, in regards to anything else, my health. Okay, if my health is being ignored by my doctor, that also has a legal consequence. So you understand how deep this legal writing thing is. So you need to be aware about, if in case your doctor has ignored your case, if the doctor has made certain mistake, what legal actions can you take? Do you have any right or not? Do you have any rights against your employer or not? Okay, so don't just think from the perspective of, when it comes to legal writing, that it is only and only about court cases that you see in typical television shows. All right. Now, in the next video, we will see about the writing styles when it comes to legal writing. Hello, all. Now, this is the next chapter for legal writing. So, in which we will understand what is the difference between plain English and legal English. So, plain English are the words or vocabulary that we generally use in our day-to-day language, which is entirely different from legal languages. Okay, and legal vocabulary, legal words that you write. So, legal English is used for court and judiciary. We all know that. When we talk about plain English, we write our stories, novels, poetries, blogs that are all written in normal plain English. Legal English contains a lot of jargons that are specifically related to only and only legal authorities, courts, judiciary systems. Okay. A lot of time, normal people will not be even able to understand them. It contains words that can be understood by all the readers. Legal writing contains a lot of terms that describe massively complicated concepts. Although plain English is sufficient enough to convey the message, and people do not have to really put a lot of brain in order to understand a particular concept, even if a word, meaning of a word is not clear, but after looking at the entire sentence, at least somebody can figure out that what exactly the writer is trying to say. But legal writing is something that, even if you know that vocabulary, first of all, vocabulary words are really tough. And at times, even sentences you won't be able to understand, because if it is related to any legal terms, legal rules, it will be very difficult for any person who is not from a law background to understand that until you are deeply researching that. So, legal English is characterized by diffused writing. It is easy to clear and understand. The active voice is commonly used in English. It is written in both passive and active voice. Yes, plain English is written in both the voices, but always remember, when it comes to content writing, please use active voice. Legal English does not involve the nominalization of words, but plain English involves it. What is nominalization? Nominalization are the verbs in English that can be used as noun. Okay, so that happens in plain English, but not in legal English. These are just a few words. Okay, you will have this entire different dictionary for legal English. These are just the few words that I've mentioned so that you can have a look. Acquitted is the word that any person will use in legal language. Not found guilty. Affidavit, although we know this term now, okay, but what is an affidavit? It's a signed statement under oath, asserted, said, complaint, allegations. So simply, when we call, I want to lodge a complaint against this person, in legal terms we say allegations, convicted, found guilty. Okay, the accused is found guilty. So accused is convicted for these many years of sentence. Damages, losses, data, defendant, deposition, statement under oath, discovery, judgment, jurisdiction. These words are still words that you can understand. Plaintiff, plaintiff, you will never be able to get it. What do you even mean by plaintiff? Means somebody who is a victim. Okay. Postponement, which means delay. Precedent, predicament, statute of limitations, tort. These are just, as I said, just a few words. It's an entire dictionary, which is absolutely different from legal and plain English. So if you're really interested in writing legal, first of all, I believe you should go and study a few words and grab a few vocabulary from legal English. The one that you can at least understand, the easier one out of all, okay, and try constructing sentences with them. Go on legal websites, okay, of any law firm or something, and try and understand how exactly do they draft legal documents. Okay, that is the best place to understand it. Go to any law firm's website. And again, in legal, in case you are really interested, then in which area specifically are you interested in? Criminal psychology, criminal cases? Are you interested in property cases? Are you interested in labor laws? What is that specific area that you're interested in? And accordingly, you can just do your research and you can start writing legal in that department only. That is something that can be done even when you don't belong to a specific law department. But if you're really interested, then it's not that you can't do it. But major work, if you're really like, no, I am a legal writer, then I'm really sorry. Of course, you can very well understand that it will be done only by somebody who is from a law background. But a little aspect of it, you can also write. It's the same way like medical writing. In medical writing, if it is a very heavy, critical document about any procedure, surgery, experiments, then somebody who does not belong to the medical department won't be able to write it. But people like us, like I'm not from medical department, maybe you're also not from medical department. If you want to write medical document, simple blogging, wellness websites, you're really interested in keeping people well, in being well, you're really interested in contents that talks about wellness, overall wellness, okay. Your skin care also comes in dermatology, that is also, about skin wellness. So there are few things that you can still research and write. Okay, so same goes for legal English as well. In the next video, we are going to understand the types of legal writing, or I may say the documents that are there in legal writing generally used. What are the documents that you would draft as a legal writer? Hi guys, now we will talk about types of legal writing. What are the types of legal writing that we have? What all documents do you create when it comes to legal writing? So you create legal memoranda, which is of two types further. One is objective, one is persuasive. So as the word suggests, automatically persuasive is about when you are writing to persuade. Okay, these advocate a particular legal position. Okay, so on which side you are, it is giving arguments and supporting evidences, and it persuades about a particular outcome. From which perspective are you writing it? And objective is about, it is just a general analysis of any legal issue. Then comes briefs. So briefs further are of two types. One is appellate briefs. This this is submitted to an appellate court. They present legal argument and support a party's position on appeal. So whether you are on which, whatever side of the party you are writing it for, so you would present the arguments in support of that. Trial briefs are prepared for the trial courts when the trial is going on for a particular case. These summarizes legal arguments and present evidence in support of a party's case. Then pleadings. So pleadings will be first pleading is complaints, which is filed by a plaintiff. Plaintiff is a victim, okay, which is filed by somebody who's been suffered with something, and that person wants to now start litigating. That person now wants to uh, claim for the legal help. Okay, so a person who's putting allegations on the other party, a victim. So that is complaints pleading. And then somebody who is giving answers on whom the allegations are being forced, that is called answers pleading. Then contracts. Every organization, whoever has got employees has got certain contracts. Okay, when you're working under somebody, there is always a legal contract basis on which you need to work. Otherwise, it depends on what are the terms and conditions mentioned in that contract. The legal proceedings can take place. Then legal opinions. So transactional opinions, it is given by attorneys in corporate transaction to assess the legality and enforceability of agreement. Then litigation opinions assess the merits of a legal position in anticipation of the litigation. Then there are client letters, which is advice letters. This provide legal advice to clients on any specific issue. Regulatory and statutory drafting. So statutory warning is like drafted by government agencies to implement and interrupt basically all the government rules and regulations in regards to anything that is being drafted on a legal paper, that is known as regulatory and statutory drafting. When government is forcing something, not private organization, it's not a private contract. When it's a government rule, which is similar everywhere in the same industry. Legal articles and essays. So legal scholarship. This is in-depth analysis and discussions of legal issues for academic purposes. They are the articles and essays. Legal emails and correspondence, written communication between legal professionals and clients and other parties. So whoever is involved in a case, there are legal emails and correspondence. Legal research papers, like there can be research papers, academic research papers, thesis, white papers. Similarly, for any legal issue as well, there can be a research paper written completely researching about that topic and then figuring out and noticing and the findings that you've got after the research is being done on a topic. So these are the few types of legal documents that you create when it comes to legal writing.